In sports today, there's a new NHL team and the Raptors are in Houston. Here's Lindsay Wadden with the details and the rest of your sports news.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Well, the NHL's newest expansion franchise has been officially announced. The first major professional sports team based in Las Vegas will be the Vegas Golden Knights.
2, 1. And there you go, the Vegas Golden Knights.
Decided to roll the dice by making Las Vegas the 31st franchise and the first expansion team since 2000 when Columbus and Minnesota were added. The Golden Knights will play out of T-Mobile Arena in the 2017-18 season. Fans in Montreal literally had to watch paint dry last night during an hour-long delay to repaint the penalty box. The MLS East Final kicked off between the Toronto Football Club and the Montreal Impact. Michael Bradley led the Reds onto the pitch, and just past the 10th minute, Dominic Oduro beats the TFC keeper to open the score sheet. 2 minutes later, the Impact are back at it again. Montreal midfielder Ignacio Piatti gets across and puts it in the back of the net. To the second half, now our Impact defender Ambrosio Oyongo dribbles the ball from his own end and fires a strike from the top of the box, putting Montreal up 3-0. TFC's forward Josie Altidore heads one in to get the Reds on the board. The Reds run to the ball back to the midfield. Michael Bradley now comes up the middle to score the final goal of the night. Toronto celebrates the goal but ultimately drops the first leg of the East Final to Montreal. They will need to win the next match by at least 1 goal to stay alive. DeMar DeRozan and the Toronto Raptors are headed to Houston to take on James Harden and the Rockets. The two all-star shooting guards are tonight's key matchup. DeRozan and Harden are both among the NBA's top 5 scorers this season. The Raptors will get a look at Brampton native Tyler Ennis tonight as he comes off the bench for the Rockets. Toronto has had their eyes on the 22-year-old since he was drafted 2 years ago. This is the 4th game of a 5-game road trip for the Dinos. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. And that's it for sports. Now with a look at what Mother Nature has in store, here's Chris Bessick.
Thanks, Lindsay. If you haven't got your winter jackets out, now is the time. Looks like the Canadian winters are here to stay. In today's weather, we can expect a high of 2 degrees and a low of 1. Coming into tomorrow, your Thursday will be cloudy with an 80% chance of rain. There will be a high of 6 degrees and a low of 3. Friday's forecast is a little warmer with a high of 8 degrees and a low of 3. The day will look cloudy with a 60% chance of rain. That's all for today. Hopefully it doesn't get too much colder. I'll be back tomorrow for changes in your 3-day forecast. Now back to Catherine in the newsroom.
Thanks, Chris. We leave you today with this. History could be made tonight in Toronto when a famous canvas by Canadian painter Lauren Harris goes on sale. Art experts say it's almost sure to set records and become the most expensive piece of Canadian art sold at auction. The painting in question is Mountain Forms, an oil canvas painted in 1926. It's estimated it will sell between $3 and $5 million, but it could even surpass that. The current Canadian art record was set in 2002 when Paul Crane, seen in the Northwest, sold for more than $5 million. The big question is, who is going to buy the Harris painting? Art fans are hoping the piece will be bought by a Canadian museum, but there are fears the American Gallery may swoop in and purchase it. There are even bigger fears that the piece will go to a private buyer and be taken away from public view. That's all for today, and for details of these stories and more, check out humbernews.ca. Humber News is written and produced by students in the journalism program at the North Campus. Our technical crew are students from the broadcast television and videography program. I'm Catherine Ellsworth. Join us tomorrow for our next news update.